Hi, everybody. My name is Beth Hathoot, and I'm the lead instructor for Notary Stars. I have an absolute honor to be joined by one of the newest certified notary signing professionals, Afi Edim. She just passed our CNSP exam that will open so many doors for Afi's career. This interview is so that you can get to know Afi a little bit better. So let me have Afi introduce herself with the starting point. Afi, looking back to when you first started this journey, what was the spark that made you decide to pursue becoming a notary signing agent?
Hi, Beth. Thank you for having me on this interview. It's a real honor to be interviewed by you. I have the highest respect for you, and I have learned a whole lot from you since I joined Notary Stars. Um, what was the spark? I had retired after 30 years in the real estate industry, working with a real estate investment firm, and I was looking for something to do to keep me engaged, to keep my brain active, and to, make sure that I connected with folks. So I did a little bit of research, and it popped up that being a notary public, you know, checked all the boxes. So that's
Wow.
how I started.
So it kind of dovetailed into the real estate industry that you came from.
Yes. And it said, you could be a real estate, you could be a loan signing agent, you could make money while you're still engaged with people and you know, you're on schedule. You say yeah or nay when it fits your schedule. So I thought it checked all the boxes.
Yep, there you go. So you didn't stop a W-2 career or another career to start this one. You were already retired, right?
Yes, I was
Okay,
already retired. Yes, I was retired and I was bored to tears. And so I was looking for something to do. And
perfect. That's perfect. You, I have noticed, have put in an incredible amount of work to get here. We've seen you in almost every live training class that has been on the schedule since the time you joined, which was a little over a year ago, I think.
yes, I joined
Okay.
in August of 2024.
Yeah. So when you first started, even coming from the real estate industry, did you realize how much there was to learn or the depth of training surprise you once you got into the documents?
No, I did not realize how much I needed to know. And The depth of training not only surprised me, but it made me very comfortable in my choice to do this, because I do believe that education is key. It builds confidence. You're working with people that are, this is, the biggest financial decision that they're going to make, and you're going to be in front of them helping them with this paperwork. They need to know that you know what you're doing. So once I latched on to, I say latched on because I took my first training. I was like, oh wow, okay, I really like this. I want more. And once I latched on, I wanted to know and know more and build my confidence and build my business.
So did you take any training prior to finding Notary Stars?
Yes, I did. And I started out with, there's a really nice trainer that is here in Virginia. And so it was helpful for me that this trainer was in Virginia, so she knew a lot of the Virginia laws. So that was good for me for basic.
Perfect.
And then I took another, but it was really basic. It didn't delve into details. They did some mock signings, and later on, when I took training with Notary Stars, I thought, oh, okay, their mock signings need more training. So, yeah, so I did that, and then I took training with another company that's well known in the industry. And found that the training focused more on upselling, so there was training, but it was more, you need to buy this and you need to buy that. And, but so I, I wanted to sign up with Unlimited Ink, as I was signing up with all these signing companies, and Unlimited Ink recommended that you take Notary Stars training. And that's how I found Notary Stars. Yes.
Well, Notary Stars over the last 7 years has really kind of gained notoriety, and we're kind of climbing that ladder. More companies recognize our depth of training, which is why we instituted the exam, because we know that people can attend class and not learn a darn thing. We had to have a way to measure their ability to learn and retain that information. So talking about that certified notary signing professional exam, it's really no small feat that you pass that. Can you share a little bit about how you prepared for that? Now, we know you were a beta tester on our exam as well, but even with that, going into that exam, how did you prepare for this? How did you study?
So, first, I want to say that I was very nervous. I was very nervous because, I believe in quality. I believe that you have to present believably. And so I study and I take the classes and I go and I take more classes and I get an order and I go back to Notary Stars and I said, okay, I'm going to sit through this 1.5 hours of reverse mortgage signing, or okay, I know I've done a few cash buyer deals, but I want to go back and see what Notary Stars taught about cash buyer deals because I don't want to forget anything. But preparing for this the CNSP exam, for me, it was, I thought it was I still do think it's a very serious issue. I mean, so I went back, I took the classes, I took a lot of notes. I'm a note taker. I go back to my notes and then I gave it some time. I didn't just jump in and start the exam because I thought, okay, I don't want to fail on my first try. So let me not be that, arrogant and think I know it all. So I gave it a little bit of time and then I went back and I was so excited to have passed it. I was really very happy to have passed it on the first try. So
we didn't really have any doubt that you would pass it or not. We knew you would. We always say that education is about building confidence through knowledge. That's why we give you more information than you'll ever use at the table, Affy. At what point during your training did you feel that shift from being nervous to feeling like a professional in the room?
I tell you, it's when the biggest compliment that I ever get, and I see I'm getting it more and more as I'm doing more and more signings. Biggest compliment is from the signer at the table, where they say to me, there are signers who say, "Oh, are you a real estate attorney?" Or there are signers who say, "Oh, how long did you have to train to be this good at it?"
There you go.
Or signers that say, "Oh, thank you so much. We feel very comfortable and confident working with you." I had a first-time home buyer who said the process up until the signing with me was really arduous. It took a long time. She was really nervous. And when we got to the table, she said, "Oh, you made me feel so comfortable."
How perfect
So
is that?
yeah, so it's when I get those, up until then, I'm still, I still approach you with a lot of humility. I don't know everything. And when I get an order, I print out the documents, I write down all my questions. I have called you, Beth, late night. I have sent you text messages. Because I want to, when I show up at the table, I would have had all my questions answered, So it builds. So that shift is when I say, oh, wow, okay, this is good. I'm presenting knowledgeably. And I know what I know, but am I presenting it knowledgeably?
So that makes it your whole client experience. And that's half the battle at the table is making your clients feel comfortable and well cared for. So any of those prospective clients who are now watching this video are going to say, wow, we really want to experience
Yeah.
Affy's professionalism at the table. That's awesome. That's wonderful. So, how do you feel that this certification changes the way you're going to market yourself to local title and escrow companies, or are you even focused on that?
Um, I am focused on it. It is huge. It just my confidence has soared. I just feel I tell you when I started marketing myself, I have sat in my car 20, 30 minutes, too nervous to go into a title company. I've just and I've sat there 20, 30 minutes and left without going in, you know?
I've been
And
there. I get it.
I used to be very obviously, and it has happened to me where I walked in and they're like, oh wow, we have been looking for somebody like you. So that has happened to me, but it's rare. I think, you know, so I was more nervous about getting the no, and taking it personally, feeling rejected. And now
Yeah.
I know they don't know me. They're not gonna assign me the first day I walk in. So I go in now with confidence, knowing that my role is not to replace the wonderful, notary publics that you're working with. My role is to solve whatever, pain points you have. I'm on call 24/7. I could step in when your regular notary's on vacation, when they go on maternity. I just want a foot in the door. And then once I show them that I could do this and do it error free, then they're going to use me going forward. So yes, the CNSP is huge. I go in with confidence.
That's lovely. I love sitting here listening to your confidence, to your, I'm not taking it personal on any rejections because you know your worth and you know your place. And that's awesome. That's perfect.
And
So
Beth, I also wanted to add that it has also, because I know my worth and I'm confident and I've done good work, I am able to raise my fee.
there you go.
Yeah.
Exactly. And get your fee when you
Yeah.
do raise it.
I get my fee. I get my
Yeah.
fee.
Yeah. Perfect. That's perfect. Um, your future vision, your primary focus for your business over the next year. Will you focus on loan signings or expand to other areas? Are you looking to become a remote online notary?
I am remote online notary certified, but I haven't done any remote online notarization. I need to work on that. There's so many avenues, so many income streams for a notary public. I told myself in the beginning, I'm going to master one thing, and then I'm going to go into something else.
You are
And
so
then
smart.
yeah, and and if I have the space, I can add something else. So for me, I'm very comfortable with loan signings. I could do. I have signed with, a real estate attorney who thought he needed to be there because the notary does not know enough, and then felt like, oh, I just wasted my time. You're good. I've signed with escrow officers in the room. I'm very comfortable. So, but I have now not moved into, I've added estate plan signings to
There you
my,
go.
yes. And that's going very well too for me, so
That's perfect. That's
yeah,
awesome. There are so many things that you can do in the notary arena
yes.
um, with your stamp. You just can't jump in to five things. You have to take them one at a time, master one, and then move on to the other, because otherwise we become what they say, jack of all trades, master of none.
Master. Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. So to wrap this up, Affy, for students currently training with Notary Stars and nervous about taking the CNSP exam, what one piece of advice would you give them to help them push through?
Be patient with yourself. Be patient. It takes time, but there is no timeline. Some folks can do it faster and some need more time. There is no need to rush because rush creates errors. You need to be patient with yourself. Take the classes, take take your time. I have been at signings where the signers want to do what I do.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think to myself as they're telling me, I said, I must make it look easy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because then I get their email address and I send them a step by step of what you need to do to get to where I am, and I never hear back.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's patience. Take all the I in my spare time, or whatever spare time I have. I log on. I log on to Notary Stars. I take I listen to I watch a video. I rewatch one that I've watched before and that I've forgotten. And I train. I just train ongoing because I want it to come off as second nature. I don't I hear when I sit in some classes or I see on Facebook people say, "What do you do with readers?" I very rarely get readers, very rarely. And the reason is because of how you present.
There you go. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right.
They don't have the need, to question or you've given them the key points and they don't have the need to go read page by page of a 20, 30 page deed, you know.
So
So
very often we get new students coming in and their very first question to me is, how long is this going to take? And it's always a question I can't answer. And you've
yeah.
answered it perfectly. Take your time, master it, go through it one by one, become a consummate student. Something else that kind of triggered in my mind when you were talking was going back and revisiting things to answer a question or to refresh your memory on something that you already knew and may have forgotten. This is true for any professional, even like a professional athlete. They don't get to the pros and decide they don't need coaching anymore. That's when they pay the big bucks for the
Mm,
coaching, right? They train constantly so they are on top of their game. That's really what you're telling me is that even though you've passed the exam, you might think I can sit back
nope.
and don't have to do anything else. I've done it all. I know it all. I'm at the top. But you're telling me that it is a continual process
It
to
is.
stay on top of the mountain, right?
It is. It is. And documents, yeah, I think documents are pretty standard, but it could change lender to lender,
It
title
does.
company to title company, escrow company to, so it's so important to keep yourself informed, continue to educate yourself because we show up as professionals. That's very important. You show up, you present well, obviously, you dress the part.
Yeah.
and you have to walk the walk. You have to be able to give your signer the confidence and comfort that you know what you're doing.
That's perfect.
Mm.
Happy, thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you for speaking to the next students coming down the road and to your potential clients, letting them know that you work hard for your position as a notary signing agent and that you're a consummate professional. We appreciate you, and I'm sure future students appreciate you.
Thank you, Beth. You are really, really great at what you do. And I
Thank
have
you so much.
learned so much from you. And you are very patient. Speaking of patient, you're patient with the students. You're good at the hand holding without making anybody feel less than, you know what I mean? So I appreciate
Perfect.
you very much. Yeah,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
Abby.
Hi, friends.
Hola amigos.
Are you ready to take your notary skills and business to the next level?
We can start from the beginning with setting up your notary business.
Or we can just jump right into perfecting your loan signing agent skills with over 30 different loan products.
And when you're ready to take on online notary,
We got you covered.
We can teach you how to market your notary business locally and nationally.
We're here for you every day, whether it be in live classes,
Or on our notary support line.
our goal is your success.
And if you cannot make it to our live classes or webinars, don't worry.
We record everything so it fits in your schedule.
Join us.
join the family.
Join the movement.
Expand your horizons.
Become a notary star.